Okay guys, I am deep in my feelings today. I don't know if it's like the full moon that's coming up, or I think I'm supposed to get my period in a week. Whatever the phase that comes after ovulation is really hard on me. I feel like that could be luteal. I don't know. I can't remember, but whatever era I'm in right now, I'm just like, oh, I'm feeling a lot. Oh my fucking God. Like sometimes I'm like, God, I wish I could like turn this off, but like it's just who I am, so I just have to let it flow through me. So what do we even want to talk about today? Well, my recovery plan is to smoke enough weed to sedate a giant, and then I'm in the mall parking lot. I'm gonna go inside and get Opa, which is like Greek food. If you don't know, they have the best fries, and you dip them into tzatziki. Oh my God, it's like crack. So I also haven't eaten today, and it's 2:30, so that could be part of why I'm in my feelings. I have a bad habit of not eating first thing in the morning that I'm trying to get over. But so the reason I didn't eat today is like for the past week my parents have both been really sick. My mom just randomly caught this like bug. Like she works like with the public, you know what I mean, like at the bank. Oh man, this guy has that is an Adam Sandler outfit if I've ever seen one. No judgment, it really caught my eye. Okay, so she works at the bank. Naturally, like, you're gonna get sick, and actually I think she had a doctor's appointment, so while she's at the doctor or working, whatever, she catches this bug, and at first it was like all these like aches and pains that were like so severe she was throwing up, and then she was like coughing, and like I don't even know, but I feel like she's been sick for my whole entire life. Like, that's being dramatic, but I'm just like, whoa, like you got sick and it's just like it's lasted forever. And then I was helping her obviously, but like my dad was like in the room with her more so, you know, like breathing the sick air and sleeping in the sick bed. My mom told him to sleep in the bed downstairs. He wouldn't do it. So anyways, he got sick too. Oh my goodness. So like thankfully I used to get really bad respiratory illnesses all the time when I was younger. Like I got my tonsils out when I was like 7 or 8. That's the only major surgery I've had in my life, thank God. But I still snored after that, but I think that was just because I was a chunky monkey and I have allergies. But I don't snore as much now that I'm like on the lighter side, and I take a nasal spray for my allergies. So, but I do still snore sometimes. Anyways, so yeah, so I got really sick in 2016. I went to Cuba on my grad trip, and I had the worst time of my life, and I caught bronchitis, and I had it for a year. And so like I caught it in Cuba, flew back from Cuba to my parents' house, and then moved from my parents' house to the city where I was going to school, and like it kind of subsided then. But then as I started going to school, this is my first year university, I was living in dorms. I'm 95% sure there was like black mold or something in the dorms because I was sick for a year straight. That was the worst year of my life. Well, that's actually not even true, which is fucked up, but like, no, I was so sick. And on my mom's side of the family, there's a lot of like lung deficiency type things. Like I think one of my aunts has this thing, it's called like alpha 1 something, and so basically she only has like 50% lung capacity, I think, and that would fucking suck. And so I had to go get all these breathing tests and stuff done to make sure I didn't have that, and I don't, thank God. But anyway, so I was, you know, maybe like worried, like, oh, like maybe I'll get this because like I fucking live at home with them, I work from home, like whatever. But I haven't caught anything. I feel really good actually. Like I've been in the gym, I've been living life, like I'm fine, no illness for me. But it just seemed like neither of them could really get better. And so my dad, like for the past few months, he's smoked my whole entire life. This man has probably smoked since he was 12 years old. And I asked him, because the other day he told me he only had 3.5 cigarettes, like he's quitting. And so I asked him, I was like, oh, okay, like how many would you have before? And he said 4 for breakfast. This is the same man that has been trying to tell me this year. He's like, oh, like my throat hurts. I think it's this new deodorant I got. I think it's the cancer sticks. Like, let's not kid ourselves. So he's quitting smoking, which I'm really proud of him. But so a few months ago, like I was so desperate for him to quit because it was just killing me to see, like he's been off work all year, and so obviously he's been smoking more to like, he's been off work because he's been injured. So like just to deal with the stress of the injury, instead of going to therapy, he's smoking cigarettes and judging other people. I'm like, oh my God, you're in a cycle of depression, and I hate it. I hate to see it. And so he just goes in these like loops, you know what I mean? He's just like, so I work from home, like I said, and so I made a little office in my closet because I didn't really have anywhere else to like set up my computer. So yeah, and like I have a huge closet, so I'm gonna do like a tour. Actually, I was decorating it this morning. But so I was setting up my office, and every so often throughout the day he'll just wander in and I'll be like, what are you doing? He's like, nothing, I don't know. He never knows what he's doing. He never knows his why. He never has purpose, and he didn't know why he smoked cigarettes, right? I'm not making this video to bitch about my dad, but I'm kind of making this video to bitch about my dad, but I do have a point to what I'm saying. So a few months ago, I was so desperate for him to quit because I hated seeing him in this bad shape. I literally said to him, like, I was like, I will quit weed if you quit cigarettes right now. And he wouldn't agree to it, right? So I'm like, okay, whatever. And then so he went on with his cigarettes. Mind you, I used to smoke darts when I was like 19, 20. Yeah, I was smoking a lot of cigarettes. And actually, I caught pneumonia at that point. And then that was enough for me to be like, I can't do this anymore. So I had a year stint where I smoked consistently, and that was probably the grimiest time of my life. Like, I just felt like I was living in like, everything had like an Eeyore colored haze over it, and now I'm like living in vibrant color, and I love it here. So since he wasn't into that deal, like, you know, it's like, okay, whatever, but he would still kind of like get, like, if he saw me smoking weed, like, mind you, weed is legal here. I'm 25 years old. I buy my own weed. I pay my bills. Like, it's not a big deal. He will like find any reason to like have a bad day if he sees me smoking weed. You know, it's like, if my actions are letting your emotions be impacted like that, that is high time you see a therapist, buddy. So this morning, I woke up, whatever, and I don't know, sometimes he gets out of bed at like 10, 11, noon. I'm like, you're 52 years old. like what's going on? So I'm like, I was like, I'm kind of worried about you. Like, I feel like you might be depressed or something. Because before, like, I used to only work like 15 hours a week. And so, you know, like a couple times a week we would go for a walk in the park, and like he would vent to me as if I was his therapist and whatever. And like, you know, I'm like annoyed about it because I'm like, fuck, like, I'm your child. Like, get an actual like real person who's removed from the situation to help you through this, not me. But also I'm like, okay, well, at least you're talking. But now I'm working like 29 hours a week at least. Well, no, that's the maximum, it's 29. But, so I'm a lot busier, you know, like jumping 15 to 29, that's a lot, girl. It's a lot. She's busy. So now it's like, we haven't really, like, I still go for walks, I still go to the gym, but like, sorry, I'm talking too fast. If I invite him, he's like, oh, no. And then he got sick, like I said. So anyways, yeah, I feel like he doesn't really have like routine or anything like going on in his life, right? And so I was talking to him this morning, and I was like, yeah, I'm worried about you. And then he said that he's like, oh, well, like, I've been off the cigarettes for 2 days. He's like, remember when you said you would quit weed if I quit cigarettes? What? Why are you dragging me into this? And that's one thing, like, a pattern I've noticed, like, with just observing him and my mom. And I even looked into like the synastry of synastry is when you put two birth charts together and see like how compatible you are, like what friction might come up, whatever. And so it's like him and my mom, they've always, it's like, you know, one of them will be like, oh, I'm gonna do this, like, I'm gonna commit to like only eating takeout like once a week or whatever. And then my dad will be like, oh, well, if you do that, then I can do this. And like, yeah, having accountability partners is good, but then it's like, as soon as one person slips, the other person thinks like, oh, I have to give up then, and then it's the other person's fault that I can never get anywhere. And it's like, why can we not just be independent beings? Why can we not all just do what is best for us? Like, why do we have to judge each other? Oh my god, we waste so much of our beautiful energy judging each other. And I try really, really, really hard to just like focus on me and just know, I'm like, be where you are, but know where you're going. Because it's like, I have a vision of like what I want to be. I can feel it. I can feel the energetics playing out. But like right now, I'm just like stuck here in fucking the realm of hungry ghosts is what I like to call it. That's a book by Gabor Mate. And it's also, I took a Buddhism class in like my second year of university, and like the Buddhists have a theory, there's like, I don't know, like 7 different things you can reincarnate as, so like animal, human, God, whatever. And one of them is a hungry ghost, which is like someone who is I want to say like almost like an NPC, you know, it's like they're on the planet in human form, but it's like they're so caught up in like addiction and like craving and yearning and like victim mentality that they can never quite fully become human. Because I think like becoming human, like embodying consciousness, it's like maybe like that's how we're all born, but it's like we can lose that along the way, and then you become a hungry ghost. And then it's like you're living in a lower dimension. The lower dimension, that's the realm of hungry ghosts. That's just how I feel about it. And I feel, they say you like, you become, my tummy is growling, you guys. They say you become like the people you spend the most time with. And I am trying so hard to stay out of the realm of hungry ghosts. It's like, I'm a pretty good swimmer, you know, it's like my head is above water and I'm like, but I'm fucking getting tired. Like, I'm like, free me. But then also it's hard because then I see these hungry ghosts and I'm trying to pull them up with me, and I'm a Pisces Venus, so it's kind of in my nature to like try to save people, and I've had to get better at that. Like, I really do. I find myself like, I used to find myself really attracted to people that needed saving, or just like, yeah. And now I'm in alignment with a person who doesn't need saving, and I don't need saving, and I think that's how you change the world. So staying above the hungry ghosts, that's where I'm at. Okay, good chatting with you. Have a good weekend.